been a few weeks since Garrison passed.
When grief hits me, I can't run from it.
It took him passing to get everybody together, and that just is heartbreaking.
Hey, lovely viewers. Welcome to my update gossip channel. I will explain everything. Watch this video until end. Sister Wives star Kody Brown is opening up about just how painful it's been to lose his son Garrison Brown. And in light of the terrible things some fans said to him when his adult child, whose mother is Janelle Brown, passed away, it might be time for everyone to consider Kody's feelings. Yes, he was estranged from Garrison when he passed away, but a lot of families have conflicts and work them out in time. It's quite possible that, given more time, they would have resolved their issues. Kody can't fix things now, and processing that must feel impossible at times. The guilt and pain are probably overwhelming. Grief comes in waves, it hurts so much. Lately, Kody has been softer and kinder. He redivided the Brown family's Coyote Pass land, granting
sister wives?
Yes.
There'll be some sister wives that I'm not that close to. There'll be some that I'm always going to be close to. Like, I'll always both be close to Janelle, and our kids will always be super tight. Okay. But my relationship with Robyn, my relationship with Meri isn't getting any better. It's not going to change.
Janelle and Meri Brown larger shares. Kody did something gentlemanly, acknowledging the fact that his ex-wives paid into the family in their own ways. Christine Brown did too. Unfortunately, Kody's most headstrong ex did not receive a share of the land that she'd given back to the family, so she was left out of the new arrangement, which will put $375,000 apiece in Meri and Janelle's pockets. On Sister Wives' May 4th episode, Kody talked about Garrison's passing, saying that it was so sad. He also stated that he didn't get a chance to make things right between them before Garrison died. He wanted to bring his boy back to Wyoming, where he could be buried near his grandma Cheryl. Could anything be worse or sadder? This is as harsh as it gets, and Kody also needs to deal with shade from fans, which probably intensifies pain that's already hard to live with.
Hi.
Hi. Kody and I have had that relationship. Robyn and I have had that relationship. Janelle and I have not had the laughter kind of relationship. I mean, we have laughed, but it's not been that close bond. Like, I've had those kinds of relationships in my family, and I wish that I had them now, but I just don't.
On Instagram, one fan told him where he was going wrong, perhaps not realizing that Kody may be fragile right now. These fans were reacting to the latest episode, and one called Kody out for preferring the Diesel G model, Robyn Brown, to parenting, writing, "Good luck with your Diesel Gene model LMAO." As usual, most of the comments were so hateful that it's not appropriate to post them here. The comment above is one of the milder ones, but it still has a sting to it. Every time Kody reads this stuff, he must feel awful. It might be better to shut off the comments, which are found on his older posts, but he hasn't done that yet. Since Kody seems to be changing, he may be grappling with terrible grief, which is acting on him and making it easier for him to feel other people's pain. Sometimes, people have to suffer before they really understand what others are going through. It's too bad that life is this way, but people who have been through a lot...
To say Robyn's done nothing wrong. She's the sweetest person that's ever come into the family, and she's given everything to us, so anything that you say to her that's cross is abusive. Sorry, it's not real world.
I didn't really...
can be very kind to others. They know what it's like to be sad, and they don't want other people to feel that way. Kody is getting all the blame for something complex, and this isn't fair. Garrison had problems before he passed away which might have led to his death. Quite possibly it wasn't all about an estrangement with Kody, although that definitely made Garrison sad. To assume to one person's actions led to another person's death is assuming a lot, and it can inflict incredible psychological damage on the person being blamed. Janelle and Kody have lived through the very worst, and now both must learn how to survive without their son while carrying all of this pain. Kody has clashed with his kids, but so have a lot of parents. There were 18 children before Garrison died, and only one Kody. Yes, he preferred Robyn to the other wives, which is why they left him. Fair enough.
There's so many times where Christine and I have had so much fun, and I feel like we really did have the potential.
He may deserve some criticism for how he handled that. However, when it comes to telling someone they were a terrible parent when they are grieving, it's sketchy. This could, in theory, push a fragile person over the edge. To call it bullying is really an understatement, and Kody has been dealing with this kind of shade for years. However, before he hadn't lost a child. Now it must be grueling to read these mean remarks and to deal with the emotions that are triggered by reading them. The most negative comments may torment him, leading to sleepless nights, terrible guilt, and so much sadness. Fans will continue to share their opinions wherever they can, but to put them right on his Instagram, where he's likely to see them, may actually be dangerous. No one knows for sure how Kody is doing. They only know what they see on screen or in off-screen interviews. Kody may be hiding some of his emotional turmoil. If he is,
was having a great relationship. And I just never understood why we couldn't. And I just don't know how to come to terms with the heartbreak of it.
reading those comments could push him into depression. Garrison is gone, and nothing can bring him back. No comment letting Kody know how he failed as a husband and a father will make things any different. Still, the barrage of what could simply be called hate continues. People may feel better after they vent, but how does Kody feel, and does it matter? It should. No one could see inside Garrison's mind before his passing, although there were some signs of trouble. Janelle reached out to Garrison, sensing that he might need her. She tried to save him. Still, no one knows everything he was thinking and feeling. Everyone has thoughts that they keep to themselves, sometimes for a long time. They ruminate over the stresses in their lives and they don't share their innermost thoughts. This is why adding negativity to a person's life can be so harmful. The sister wives. OG3, Meri, Janelle, and Christine.
And the therapy sessions, I was very direct. And I said specifically, the problem is that he prefers Robyn and prefers being in Robyn's house more than anywhere else. She would just deny it. And she'd just be like, he's not here. And he'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm over your house equally. And it's like, no, you're not. No, you're not.
Aspyn Brown live very different lives now that they are split from their ex-husband, Kody Brown. And each is encountering struggles. Sister Wives premiered on TLC in 2010 and featured Kody's polygamous lifestyle with his OG 3 wives on the precipice of the family adding a 4th wife, Robyn Brown. Kody married his original wives in the early 90s, and the family welcomed 13 children together. When Robyn was added, she brought 3 kids from her previous marriage and went on to have 2 children with Kody. It became clear over the years that Kody favored Robyn, and Meri even got talked into legally divorcing Kody so he could marry Robyn. Due to Kody's favoritism, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic, each of his original wives left him. Christine was first in 2021, then Janelle in 2022, followed by Meri in January.
We really gauged everything by the way that Robyn perceived the relationships, or that Kody perceived how we were with Robyn. How you treat Robyn is how, if you're a good sister wife or not.
January 2023. Now, Kody is living a monogamous lifestyle with Robyn and has no plans of adding another wife. The Coyote Pass, once shared property, recently got sold, and the money was divvied up, and the OG3 has embarked on new chapters, but not without perils. Meri had perhaps the most heartbreaking split from Kody. It was apparent that Kody and Meri had chemistry over the years, but it diminished along with Kody's interest in maintaining a balance of interest between his wives. Meri stuck it out the longest, but was criticized the most. Towards the end of their relationship, Kody seemed intent on letting Meri know that he never loved her, which was a notion that was extremely hurtful to Meri. However, Meri chose to take the high road and leave the marriage on her own terms with a spiritual divorce. Kody did help Meri move out of her house, and they were friendly during the experience, but the move...
It does not surprise me at all that Christine has complaints about me, or complaints about Janelle, or complaints about Kody or Robyn. I get it. I have had complaints about every single one of them.
Move did signify their official moving on from each other, and the situation prompted an emotional reaction from Kody. Meri moved into an Airbnb property, Lizzie's Heritage Inn, which she bought to keep in her mum's family. but she said running the Airbnb was never her dream. The 154-year-old home needed renovations, and Meri shut down the business to make those happen. She took out a $485,000 loan on the home, making her in for $1.1 million on the property. While Lizzie's Heritage Inn is reportedly open for bookings again, Meri is clearly in deep with the property. In the dissolution of the Coyote Pass property with Kody, Meri received $375,000, which is good for her financially as well as emotionally. Regarding Meri's love life, she is dating but hasn't found lasting success. She was dating a man named Amos Andrews for 4 months in 2024, but the pair split due to their different communication styles, values, and aspirations. Meri is in a better position now, but her love life and the property struggles continue. Kody always admired Janelle's business mind, and Janelle appreciated not having a husband full-time throughout their marriage. But like the other OG wives, Janelle had had enough of Kody's favoritism, lack of accountability, and how finances were run in the family, being that she was a working wife. When Janelle left Kody, all she wanted was to get what she was owed on the Coyote Pass property, and she has since gotten her $375,000 payout. After leaving Kody, Janelle decided to move to North Carolina with her daughter, Maddie Brush, and Maddie's husband and kids. There, they are starting a farm.
We were in the mud together with the kids, and we raised the kids. They were the same age. She always wanted to have a separate childcare for her kids. And that's okay. Yeah. It's okay, but it just didn't give us the opportunity.
Tater Farms, on a huge undeveloped property, although there's been some hurdles. The property is encountering roadblocks with zoning, permitting and surveying, which has stalled their vision. In April 2024, Janelle did say she was making moves to build her house, but a recent trip she took back to Flagstaff, Arizona, did underscore her nostalgia and current thinking. Contemplating tonight how amazing it is to have friends, Janelle captioned in her post. Janelle also lost her and Kody's son, Garrison Brown, in March 2024, and she is still grieving that loss, as is the rest of the family. While Janelle does have a lot to look forward to with her dreams for the North Carolina farm, she may be in over her head. She recouped her Coyote Pass investment and then some, but Tater Farm seems to be more trouble than it's worth. Janelle hasn't started dating, and it's obvious that she...
Story about that I turned him against them is ridiculous and bogus. They're just not dealing with their own issues. They need to stop talking about me.
Misses her old friends and familiar places. She is known to be a strong woman, and coming years after her split from Kody will test her independence. Christine is set up the best out of Kody's former sister wives. She's in a happy marriage with David Woolley, and has bought rental properties with him as well as a big home for herself and her family. Christine and Janelle are still close, and Christine is the most removed ex-wife of Kody's. Christine does get judged on the internet for flaunting her relationship, but her problems and future prospects seem minimal compared to those of Meri and Janelle's. It's become obvious that sister wives patriarch Kody has been bitter about getting dumped by his former wives. Kody has lashed out verbally in anger towards his ex-wives, mostly blaming them for how they treated him and supposedly abandoned him in his eyes. That said, Meri, Janelle, and Christine don't want any kind of relationship.
I think Kody was really mad at me about. He said that I wasn't a good sister wife.
I think he's only talking about one person. I'm sorry, but that's
I'm
the
not.
reality.
But the thing is, I'm not close with Robyn. I'm not
weird.
close with her. I'm not close with her.
That's the hardest thing to overcome is this whole idea that somehow she's been a victim, and I don't know if it would ever be overcomeable.
Relationship with Kody, and they are all well on their way towards that goal, save for communicating about their children. However, as long as Sister Wives is on air, the OG3 and Kody's dynamics will continue to be brought up. Hey, Sister Wives fans, Christine Brown's refusal to follow Meri Brown and Janelle Brown in a move they're making against Kody Brown spiked the fans' interest. Despite Christine being the first wife to walk out on Kody, she refuses to join Meri and Janelle to make it a trio of swipes aimed at the once shared husband. Sister Wives. Meri Brown washes Kody Brown out of her hair. This season on Sister Wives, Meri and Janelle Brown got together for a chat out on Coyote Pass. The topic was Kody Brown and Robyn Brown, and that's when Meri Brown brought up the last step she took to sever ties with Kody. Meri told Janelle she went for a spiritual release from her broken marriage to Kody, and Meri explained why she felt she had to do it. The original first wife didn't need the release to date or get remarried again if she wanted, but as she told Janelle, Meri did it for her own sake and well-being. Meri's talk about a spiritual release seemed to light a spark in Janelle. The once second wife of the Sister Wives brood seemed very interested in getting a spiritual release from Kody after hearing what Meri had to say. So Meri offered to go with her for support, having been there and done that already. This was a big move for Meri Brown, as just asking the church for a spiritual release comes with no guarantee that you'll get it. So Meri went into it with hopes for the best. And thankfully, it worked. She got rid of the spiritual marriage tie with her ex-Sister Wives' husband. And now...
Gare really was, so genuine. And he didn't let on to it a lot, but he always felt a lot deeper than he expressed. Everyone in my family knows that.
A few moments in your life that I feel like alter your brain chemistry, and I definitely feel like calling a sibling had definitely altered your brain chemistry.
Now Janelle also looks at severing that last tie between her and Kody Brown. If you didn't know this, in the LDS church, after you marry, you get sealed in a special ceremony that guarantees you'll be together in the afterlife for all eternity. And in their offshoot LDS sect, even if you divorce your spouse, legally or spiritually, even if you remarry, even if you despise them, they'll be your partner in the afterlife if you don't get that seal released. So it's a big deal to them, culturally. So, Meri got hers. Janelle's planning to get a release, and that leaves us asking, what about Christine Brown? She's sealed to Kody and now married to David Woolley. Sister Wives, Kody's reputation tainted. If Janelle goes through with this, that leaves Christine and Robyn as the only wives who are still spiritually married to Kody. While Meri said this move wasn't payback, her release tainted Kody's reputation in their church. And this angered Kody, which just might be a bonus for the wives who felt pushed aside by Kody. So, the Apostolic United Brethren. Church granted Meri the spiritual release from Kody on the grounds of abandonment. Some fans believe Meri knew right where to jab Kody, as it enraged the Sister Wives patriarch. Now Meri insists she didn't intend for Kody to take it like that. But fans say it feels like karma for Meri being rejected continually by Kody all these years. Despite his 3 wives, Christine, Janelle, and Meri, all walking out on him over the last 4 years, Kody still prides himself on being a good husband, but his ego's about to take another hit if Janelle follows through on getting her release. Christine Brown, tagging along through eternity. So what about Christine, as she was the first of the Sister Wives spouses to jump ship and leave Kody? In an episode a while back, Christine Woolley made herself very clear on the subject of a spiritual release. Christine's take on this is, she no longer goes to this church, she no longer follows their doctrine, so she doesn't see the need for a spiritual release and is living happily with her new husband, David Woolley. Out of all Kody's wives, you might think Christine would be the first Sister Wives spouse to request that release. Kody often mentions how Christine grew up as royalty within the Brethren Church. That's because her ancestors were there at the start of it all. Christine, like the rest of her family, is held in high regard within the fundamentalist Mormon offshoot, the AUB. Christine's grandfather founded the UAB, so Kody's right about all that. Christine's father was also big in the UAB, which shaped her upbringing. Sister Wives, David Woolley must know about Kody's ties to Christine in the afterlife. We've never seen David Woolley show any concern about the UAB or Christine being sealed to Kody for all eternity. And we've never seen him concerned about her getting a release. If you're a UAB true believer, you'd likely believe Christine won't be with David in the afterlife. Can you imagine how awful it would be for her? As far as the church rules go, she is sealed to Kody and Robyn through eternity. So, this means the eternal basement wife would be dragged along by Kody and Robyn for time immemorial. While David's not into plural marriage and never has been, his sisters lived in polygamy. So, no doubt, even before he met Christine, David was aware of their beliefs about marriage and the afterlife. But it is likely his take on this spiritual release mirrors Christine's. Now back to Kody's ex-sister wife spouses and them cutting ties in the here and now and the hereafter. We all know Janelle and Christine are besties, so if Janelle goes for a release, it may change Christine's mind, and she could ask for one too. The sister wives. Patriarch's fury over the church labeling him an abandoning husband might actually entice Christine to consider it. She and David sometimes take jabs at Kody, like when they slammed Kody over his cruelty about Christine eating nachos when he thought she was too heavy. David and Christine also got together for a Skittles and beer diss to Kody. Since David and Christine started dating, we've seen them take some shots at Kody. And can you blame Christine? She also made it clear that David thinks Kody is a dumbass, so she has no problem hanging out with her hubby David bashing Kody. Thanks for watching this video. What do you think about this video? Told on comment box and subscribe our channel.